You walk into a room and immediately shrink yourself, second-guessing your words, adjusting your posture, editing your thoughts before they're spoken. You're not under threat. There's no visible enemy, yet something in you submits quietly. That's not anxiety. That's training. From the moment you could speak, you were taught to trade your instincts for approval. Sit still. Don't talk back. Be nice. Be liked. Be small. This isn't just societal programming. This is psychological disarmament. The world never had to steal your power. You gave it away piece by piece every time you chose to belong rather than be. Carl Jung wrote, "The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are." But becoming that version of yourself, it requires something most people fear more than death. Confrontation with their inner chaos. Real power is not dominance. It's not making people kneel. It's making your fears kneel. It's choosing discipline when your flesh screams for comfort. It's walking toward rejection, risk, and ridicule, and doing it anyway. Power begins the moment you stop outsourcing your decisions. Because until then, you're not a free person. You're just a clever puppet. There's a reason the strongest minds in history, Genghis Khan, Alexander the Great, Marcus Aurelius, obsessed over control. Not just over land or armies, but over themselves. Power is never given. It is taken, first internally, then externally. But modern life has softened the edge of that truth. Today, we're not conquered by swords. We're conquered by stories. The algorithm tells you what's trending. The culture tells you what's appropriate. The economy tells you what your dreams should cost. You think you're choosing. But most of your choices were shaped before you were even aware of them. This is the invisible prison, where comfort is king, and potential is buried in the name of fitting in. Think of the Spartan warriors, raised from birth to endure pain, to face fear, to live with purpose. Now compare that to today's culture, one obsessed with ease, validation, and avoiding offense. The result? A generation of lions trained to act like house pets. Power isn't about becoming someone else. It's about remembering who you've always been before the world told you to forget. But first, you must unlearn everything they used to tame you. The most dangerous man in the room isn't the loudest, is the one who doesn't need to prove anything. Because power, at its core, is stillness in chaos. It's knowing when to speak and when silence wounds deeper than words. It's walking away without explanation. Because you don't owe anyone. Genghis Khan built an empire by mastering psychological warfare. He let enemies underestimate him. He let rumors spread before his armies did. He understood. Perception is a weapon, and that applies to you. Even if your battlefield is a boardroom, not Mongolia. Stop trying to be understood by everyone. Power doesn't ask for permission or applause. It radiates from clarity. Clarity of vision, clarity of values, clarity of self. If you're waiting for the world to hand you power, you'll die waiting. You build it with every decision you make when no one is watching. When you say no to distraction. When you do what's necessary, not what's popular. When you operate with such discipline that laziness starts to fear you. You want power? Then start mastering your mind. Because until you rule your thoughts, someone else will. Here's the truth they don't want you to realize. You were born powerful. But over time, your power was traded for comfort, for validation, for likes and distractions. You were sold the illusion of freedom while being stripped of your sovereignty. And the cost, your time, your focus, your identity. But here's the secret. Genghis Khan, Jobs, and even ancient philosophers understood. You don't need permission to take your life back. The first move is not external, it's internal. Reclaim your mornings. Reclaim your emotions. Reclaim your attention. These aren't self-help slogans. These are acts of war. Set boundaries so sharp they cut. Speak truths that cost you approval. Train your body until it obeys your will, not your urges. Read till your mind is too rich to be manipulated. Your real enemy is anything that weakens your will. And yes, that includes some of the people you love, because power isn't found. It's remembered. You don't need to dominate the world. Just don't let the world dominate you. If you want real power, earn it in silence. Build it in darkness. Wield it in clarity. The throne was never outside you. It was always in your mind.